news week as well. You know, from
a very long news week. Actually,
to me.
Yeah, there's been one to me in the news. Of course, Galamsey is also big in the news.
Yeah,
there was the cocoa pricing issue, TUC entering the fray,
IMF giving us money.
You know, somebody needs to beg them.
This G-Tech.
You know, the way they are moving now.
Oh, come on.
You know, it started with
Dr.
Eric Odro's side, where they wrote to him officially asking for clarification on the use of his doctorate title. Then we've also seen calls for Dr. Engineer Ken Ashibe, which came to a lot of people as a surprise, So they've been on. They are saying that it is in the interest of, getting a society that is more, safe things. But yeah, it's been big in the news. And also the NPP, they came in the news, right?
Yeah.
They say 4 million Ghana cedis.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Others have questioned
development fee. That's the
motive.
tag for that money.
Yeah, the motive for charging that amount of money before you run has been questioned. But there are others who have said, see, if you can't mobilize, they're not saying go and empty your bank account and come and pay, right? But if you are serious about wanting to be president, you should be able to pull together resources, which includes financial resources, right? You should have a team that can do a few skirmishes and bring that money. So if you're not able to bring that money,
it's not 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah,
there's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's not refundable. So
but
when you go, it doesn't work.
I was wondering if probably beyond this, internal politics, they probably use that to also fund their national campaign. But that one, 4 million is not enough. Think about
obviously,
it.
Obviously.
I mean, 4 times 5.
Most likely, it will be used to run internal party stuff, pay salaries and all of that. After the election, news were rife that some of the contract staff and other staff at the headquarters were being owed.
Yeah.
And you'd wonder, because this was supposed to be a government or a party in government at the time. So, yeah, about 4 million is quite on the high.
It's a lot of money.
It's quite on the high.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
But he's been added to the ballot, I must say. So 5 of them.
Maybe he has paid. Because if my mind serves me right, when they announced that 4 million, they said if you do not finish paying it, you will not be part of the ballot.
We can Jojo.
Joe which Joe?
we can Jojo.
Joe which Joe? We
can Jojo and get to a conclusion. I doubt he's paid. You see, there's money if we don't have. So there's no.
He said it's against his principles.
Charlie, let's be.
Do you want to say something with that?
I have a lot to say. But I see Engineer Kwabena Japan is a very experienced person. Right from his days as press secretary to former President Kufuor to becoming general secretary. I actually believe was a journalist. I think he started off as a journalist at the point. Wrote very well, I'm told, by seniors in this profession. So he knows his way and out. And if he says that it is not sort of part of the tradition of the party, he is NPP through and through.
But I mean,
he has a long-standing history with the party.
See, traditions
change, they evolve.
Yes, they evolve. That's
but
the word.
Is it evolving positively?
But is this not positive?
Is it a positive reflection?
Getting internally generated funds.
Are there no other ways? Can you not crowdfund from party supporters? Why should it be flag bearers? Because it also poses the other issue of, if you are charging this much from these persons and they become president, they have to pay the money back with whichever means. So now when the procurement deal starts flying all over, when the contracts are not going through parliament and they are inflated, then we begin to question ourselves. But we forget that sometimes these are the root causes. So it's, people have said it's a moneycracy. They've screamed, hey, why are you doing this? You are raping people. Or people have said, no, but you have to also be serious. If you want to run, you should be able to raise funds. Mobilizing is part of the game. So it's a very interesting, but like I was saying, he's an experienced person. He knows his way and out. If he says he's not part of his principles and part of the tradition of the party, we should give him a hearing and listen to the alternative.
But then that means that for us, the rest of the 4 who've probably already paid, they'll also say then if he's not paying, then we're not paying, so refund our money.
Yes, so they should, these are the leading, I don't think there are any other persons outside of this. So
5.
amongst themselves and their team, they should be able to come up with a concrete, way forward. But I guess
there are even allegations that those who've already paid with dead checks.
That's a move. That's a move.
All right, I have a Spectator, your weekend companion. On the front page, you say no woman should die of breast cancer, and that's according to Dr. Riafia Day. She's been doing this for the longest, huh? Other stories, creativity, craftsmanship at Ghana Menswear Week 2025. Oh, Jude, we should have gone to see this. HPV vaccine, not cause of infertility. I feel like every vaccine is a cause of infertility in Ghana. I'll bring you more on that
that's one of
story.
the hesitations people use in pushing out some of these things.
Yeah, and on the back page, the Spectator Sports, tackling the stadium merry-go-round. And there's a picture of the playing surface at the Tamale Sports Stadium. This will be holding our Northern Ghana Fair. Other stories, eyes on the prize as Black Stars host Comoros in final 2026 World Cup qualifier.
And let me take you to Daily Guide newspaper, big front page story. Can Bryan Bawumia pick 1, 2, 3 on NPP ballot? You know the thing they say about media framing, right?
Yeah.
Because for some reason, some people's names and numbers don't appear. Others appear, but they are all part of the team.
Normally it's number 1 and 3.
Yeah, but there's also Dr. Lucho, who is number 4. And there's also Engineer Kwabena Japan, who is number 5. So I struggle to see how they are not, well, their pictures are here, so I guess it speaks for itself. And they've been arranged in order of appearance on the ballot. Also here, Wontumi released after 3 days in custody, declares state of emergency on Galamsey, TUC to government. IMF Ghana reach deal for 385 million disbursement. Backpage story, Black Stars hold recovery session after 5-0 rout of Central African Republic. UDS football team receives rousing welcome in Tamale after winning tournament. PSC bans Supreme Babies FC and Mosby's soccer agency over fraudulent player registration. And PSC is the Ghana Football Association's player status committee. The National Sports Authority sets 3 p.m. deadline for ticket sales ahead of Ghana Comoros World Cup qualifiers. And these are the big stories on dailygraphic.com.
All right, I'm on ChannelOne News Online, and our portal has police being used to intimidate locals fighting Galamsey. That's according to the TUC. They alleged that on Eyewitness News last night. Wontumi in good spirits after release. That's according to his lawyer. Fraudulent devices to be blacklisted under new CEIR system. Sam George says so. Co-accused in Wontumi case still in custody over bail delays. Legal education reform must go beyond numbers, acting CJ tells stakeholders. The stories you'll find. Ashanti region placement is free. Ignore bribery claims as according to the Free SHS Secretariat. Police bust human trafficking syndicates in Ashaiman. 7 Nigerians rescued. Catholic altar wine replaced after becoming a favorite in Kenyan bars.
While others are being called to the bar.
Others are drinking wine.
Others are drinking at the bar.
So Catholic altar wine. But I must say, the wine that we are given at the altar is very, very, very nice.
Is it alcoholic?
Yeah.
Which church?
Catholic.
But all Catholic churches use alcohol?
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
It's a specific wine that is from the sisters. You buy it at specific places.
Really?
So we don't buy the normal, you see communion wine on shelves in certain stores, no. We have a specific wine that we buy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Has a bit of alcohol. But I mean, you don't drink the thing. They dip it in and then it's given to you. Only specific people are able to drink it.
Like the priest.
Yeah, the priest. And then if you're getting married or special occasions for special people, yeah. Yeah. All right, stop misusing PWD funds. Pokua Soya warns MMDCEs. 165,000 people currently blind in Ghana due to cataract. NPP race, Council of Elders urges clean campaign as ad hoc committee begins work. Right.
I know, citynewsroom.com, acting CJ calls for urgent, purposeful reform in legal education Educhum's campaign energized by grassroots support that's coming in from the spokesperson. Wontumi lawyer maintains innocence in ongoing Galamsey cases. That's from his lawyer. It's the message that wins elections. Bawumia's camp downplays Ballot position. It's interesting, right? From a campaign that, allegedly, of course, all of those were rumors, right?
Yeah.
Remember the whole that guy who ran the LPG candidate, Akpalu. Allegedly slipping his number for some candidates so that somebody, today we are being told that the numbers don't matter. And from the same party that sang Asieho, in relation to President Kufuor's, I think 2004 election. Anyway, so the numbers don't matter apparently, and that's coming in from Bawumia's team following the ballot. Bureaucratic delays kept Wontumi in custody, co-accused yet to meet conditions. That's lawyer for NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Inchibosiakon. Justice AJ, Ghana bound by decisions of African Human Rights Court. Serve with integrity. Justice Bafo Boni to new lawyers. And also here, Ghanaian American postal worker dies after an alleged police neglect. Family sues for, guess what, $120 million. Wow. Wontumi released from police custody after meeting bail conditions. 824 new lawyers called to the bar in landmark ceremony. And finally, here, enough of the meetings. Take action now. Government or TUC to government on Galamsey.
Okay, I'm on graphiconline.com. Some of the stories you'll find on that portal: mental health groups call for national disaster response framework. Allied Health Professions Council rolls out computer-based licensing exams from October. Techiman MCE urges youth to seize opportunities in agriculture at Springboard Roadshow. Support Ghanaian businesses, stop undermining local success, KGL chairman tells media. Media practitioners feature prominently in 824 newly qualified lawyers in 2025. NPP Ballot's 2026 flag bearer race: Ejapong 1, Bryan 2, Bawumia 3, Educhum 4, and Ejapong 5. GTech writes to Kenneth Ashibe, your DBA certificate from SMC is invalid, so stop using doctor title. NPP flag bearership: Professor Okwe condemns 4 million Ghana City development fee, says it promotes monocracy, election, not auction. Ghana will not receive U.S. deportee Abrego Garcia, that's according to Ablakwa. Akosumbo Textiles workers call for government intervention. Ghana risks economic stagnation without trust-based partnerships, that's according to the deputy AG. Right.
Wow.
Any more stories?
And so the stories on GNA are same here, except that the Vice President is in Brussels.
Yes.
For the Global Gateway Forum, and she's really saying a lot of interesting things over there. Also, National Cocoa Farmers Association commends government for price increase. UCC retains top spot in Ghana and West Africa in 2026 university rankings. And as we all know, this month is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. The Cybersecurity Authority have been engaging stakeholders on online protection for children. Ghanaian boxer Ofe Dodu to face Milorad Mikozic in Slovenia. And
the name is what?
Milorad Mikozic. You appreciate my
You're Russian.
You appreciate my accent. Yeah. I actually studied Russian in school. Oh no, I'm serious. At the university in level 100. I'm not even joking. And I dropped it after first year. So you are given 3 electives or 3, then you decide to do like a combined, or you do like your longest in one. So I dropped Russian. I'm not even joking. My Russian lecturer was Mrs. Cherfo. She married a Ghanaian, but she was full Russian, but married to a Ghanaian I think, lecture also at Legon. So I did. I want to speak Russian to you, but you have to be in the spirit to accept.
I beg you.
Oh, I'm not even joking.
I mean, unless someone confirms, I don't know whether I believe you or
I'm
not.
serious.
I need some of your classmates to confirm that indeed you studied Russian.
Shweta.
Sawara.
I'm not even joking. It means, how are you doing? When I enter my full elements, I'll speak it to you one day. So, yeah, I know.
Okay, I have GhanaWeekend.com. And some of the stories you'll find, Jackie releases music video for Fire on the Mountain. Run, run, run. Daddy Lumba's family updates chief of staff on funeral plans. Medical drops highly anticipated Disturbation 2 album. I'll gladly act with Ejako. Fred Amugi dispels rumors. 824 new lawyers called to Ghana Bar. Chinese national Paul Shen among 824 called to the Ghana Bar today. He's actually a Taiwanese. Gilly and the Stars reviving high life music with a global touch. Media personality Sewame here called to the bar. Davido's Unavailable, named one of the greatest songs of the 21st century. Akosia Sewa sues Lumba's, I almost sang the song. Akosia Sewa sues Lumba's family over funeral arrangements.
Was that Lumba who sang that song?
No. Akosia Sewa Adiawaya Mewama Rewa Kamenyon Netoi.
I thought it was even this one. Akosia Sewa Kazabi Beach me. Nipa Yasimu. And then I went now Kadia.
That's the same song I'm singing.
It's the same song. Okay. And that's the Akosia Sewa inside the song.
No, I don't believe that's the Akosia Sewa inside the song. But no injunction on Daddy Lumba's funeral. PRO clarifies. 3 years on, Black Sheriffs, the villain I never was, still stands as a classic, and Drake becomes the first artist to hit 121 billion streams on Spotify. If you go down the page a bit further, Omar Sterling announces release of Victory Through Harmony 2 mixtape. Jazz legend Marseille's JLCO in Ghana set to perform at Plus 233 Jazz Bar and Grill.
And we can delve into the
stories. It's a good time to go into some of the stories.
Yes, so I wanted to start with the story on the newly called lawyers is big. It's important. So 824 new lawyers called to the bar in landmark ceremony. Story on page, story on the citynewsroom.com. And also here, serve with integrity, Justice Bafo Boni to new lawyers. Story by myself, yours truly. Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafo Boni has urged newly called lawyers to the Ghana Bar to uphold core values of the legal profession. A total of 824 lawyers were sworn in at a ceremony held at the Accra International Conference Center on Friday, October 10. He encouraged them not to act solely in their personal interests, but to serve the marginalized and vulnerable in society with humility and integrity. Now, touching on calls to reform legal education in Ghana, the acting Chief Justice cautioned against merely expanding enrollment into the law school. Instead, he emphasized the need to refine the legal profession to meet the demands of the 21st century. And this is quote. He says, "We must, however, ensure that reforms we seek do not merely expand the numbers, but truly refine the very purpose of legal education in Ghana in the 21st century." So congratulations to all the newly sworn in lawyers again.
You know, Sixtus was part of this batch.
Quite a number of people.
Akable.
Yeah. Those were
here.
seniors.
I mean, congratulations to
a couple of my
them.
friends too. Esther Kudo Kuwonu. Yeah, oh God, I hope I've not messed up the name.
Did you forget her surname?
No, let me just
say.
say.
It's a mouthful.
Esther Elion. Big congratulations to you. I know what this means to you. You worked so hard for this. And
I
so
hear
proud of
ABA
you.
Fusaini's daughter was the one who got the overall best student.
Yeah.
And she's coming in from the KNUST Law Faculty. So congratulations to her.
Yeah. It was a really proud moment. I know you could tell, it's like, for the people I know who were called, we worked so hard for this.
Yeah.
You know.
Everybody worked hard. Everybody.
You know, it's one of the professions where
it's
you
not
can't
easy to study.
Really,
You have to do your work in order to, get the outcome that you seek.
In my church as well, one of my church leaders was also
called?
Yeah,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Now you have a lawyer in your church.
Samuel Atobra. You know, I want to say, actually, we have a couple. Or let me say, in the district, a couple. In my local, I think just about 2 of them.
Which one's the district?
So district is like when other churches in the... So, for example, North Kanishi, there are about 3 or 4 Pentecost churches there.
Oh, so that's a district.
They all come together to form a district.
Oh, so what we call a diocese.
Like actually, something like that, you know. But for the local assembly, I think he's just about a second. I mean, a couple have been and left, you know. So Samuel Atobra, Charlie,
congratulations to all of them.
Party, you
go do party.
Yeah, you go kill goat and do light soup. Eat.
At this point, you are just hungry.
Don't do this.
Let me touch on this story in this. Yeah,
so serve with integrity and humility. That's from the chief. It's very important. All Charlie, some of the things lawyers have been doing in this country. You know, they'll tell you that, oh, it's a profession. But Charlie, that is black. I tell you that, you know, it is white. So please, we beg you, all of the newly called lawyers, integrity, humility. This is from the Chief Justice.
Okay. Spectator, your weekend companion. HPV vaccine not cause of infertility. Now, as Ghana rolls out the human papillomavirus vaccine for girls aged 9 to 14 years, health officials have urged parents to disregard rumors that the vaccine can cause infertility. The District Director of Health Services for Owutu Senya, Dr. Felix Gerald Quaining Darby, says such claims were false and intended to discourage families from protecting their daughters against cervical cancer, one of the most common and deadly cancers among Ghanaian women. There's no scientific evidence anywhere that the HPV vaccine causes infertility. On the contrary, the vaccine prevents diseases that can cause infertility, such as advanced cervical cancer. He explained in an exclusive interview with The Spectator. He said countries that have introduced the vaccine over a decade ago have seen no link to fertility problems, describing assertions that the vaccines may encourage early sexual initiation among girls also as unfounded. These myths seek to distract people from the issue, which is protecting our daughters from a preventable cancer. It is not about encouraging sex. It is about safeguarding the health of our girls, Dr. Darby asserted. He urged parents and caregivers to support the vaccination campaign by getting their girls vaccinated before they are exposed to HPV, which could affect them later on in life. Parents should see this as a gift of protection for their daughters. The HPV vaccine is not just about today, it is about the future. A 9-year-old girl may not understand the benefit now, but what we are doing is giving her the chance to grow into a healthy woman, free from the fear of cervical cancer. I think this is a transformation in our health system. And I hope that mothers would, avail their 9 to 14-year-old girls to get this vaccine.
Absolutely.
Honestly, if I could take the vaccine myself, I'd actually go for it. But unfortunately, I'm not 9, neither am I 14. I'm not in that bracket, 9 to 14 years. And so the records are here. If it doesn't scare you enough to take your daughter to get the vaccine, then I don't know what else to tell you. But Ghana records more than 3,000 new cervical cancer cases each year, leading to about 2,000 deaths, according to the Ghana Health Service. And the WHO recommends the HPV as one of the safest and preventive tools in the world to reduce the cervical cancer burden globally. Over 140 countries, including 28 African countries, have so far rolled out the vaccine. Please take your girl child, 9 to 14 years, to get this vaccine. It is important. It'll save a life. We unfortunately are home, but there are measures that you can do. You can also go and get screened for HPV at least every few months. You go, especially if you're sexually active, go get screened, and let's stop this menace in its way. So avail your daughters. And word to the wise.
It's enough. It's very important. Enough of the meetings. Take action now. TUC to government on Galamsey. The trades Union Congress has vowed to intensify pressure on government in the coming days to take firm and decisive action against illegal gold mining, popularly known as Galamsey. The union has sharply criticized the government's recent stakeholder engagements with civil society organizations, arguing that such discussions have failed to yield any meaningful or lasting results. Addressing journalists during a fact-finding visit to the Brim River in the eastern region on Friday, October 10, the Secretary General of the TUC, Joshua Lansah, expressed deep concern about the deteriorating state of Ghana's water bodies due to illegal mining, describing the practice as a heinous crime. Mr. Ansah also cited the country's highly centralized land administration system as a key obstacle in the fight against Galamsey, noting that it limits the involvement of traditional authorities who could play a critical role in curbing the menace. And the story goes on and on. And I think the TUC visited one of the Galamsey areas in the central region.
Yeah, so they said they went on a fact-finding mission to the Kwanyako water treatment plant after it resumed, work. Just to, what I was asking the president to go and do for himself. That is what the TUC embarked on. And they said what they saw shocked them. Yesterday on Eyewitness, they revealed that the community that they went, some of the people that they spoke to said that even sometimes when they try and fight the Galamseyers, the police will come and fight the community members. And so they've stopped because they don't have arms, they don't have weapons, and so they've also given up. Because if the police or the security are not helping, you think that, oh, we've come to report that there's Galamsey here, we are fighting it, we want to help you fight it. You'd help the community fight it. But they intend on fighting the community for fighting the Galamseyers.
Makes no sense.
Phenomenon. Yeah, and they also mentioned that there's a guy sitting here at Medina. Is it Medina that they mentioned? And they said they have evidence. So they recorded the conversations that they had with the residents there. And they say that he sits here in Accra and he's being paid.
By who?
By the Galamseyers. So he sells concessions or something to, whoever, and then they intend pay him. So like he's just sitting here in Accra comfortably and being paid. And he's a political. I'm trying to remember his name, but it's not coming. But yeah, he's somebody within the party politics of the NPP. I'm sure we'll get him to respond within the week so that he can tell us whether indeed it is true or it is not true, the allegations that have been made against him.
All right, I know. So those are the big stories. Are there any other story you wanted?
I wanted to...
yeah, this, IMF Ghana reached deal for 385 million disbursement.
Right.
So story in Daily Guide newspaper, page 6. Story by Ernest Kofi Edu. It's also on the front page. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the government have reached a staff-level agreement to conclude the fifth review of the country's economic reform program under the extended credit facility, which will pave the way for the disbursement of an additional 385 million upon approval by the IMF Executive Board. The agreement announced on Thursday at the end of the IMF staff mission to Accra, led by Ruben Etuyan, marks another milestone in the government's efforts to stabilize its economy and restore macroeconomic confidence after years of fiscal turbulence and debt distress. According to the IMF, the Ghanaian economy has shown strong signs of recovery, with growth accelerating, inflation dropping into single digits for the first time since 2021, and the local currency, the cedi, appreciating on the back of improved exports and higher international reserves. The story goes on to say the IMF noted that the country's current momentum reflects sustained reforms, a favorable external environment, and renewed investor confidence. Growth in 2026 is projected at 4.8%, while inflation is expected to remain within the Bank of Ghana's BOG target range of 8 plus 2%, a development that may allow gradual easing of monetary policy, the Bretton Woods institution said. And it goes on and on and on and on. So 385 million. More money is coming into the system.
More money,
Hopefully,
money.
contractors get paid. There've also been issues around the continuous increase in prices, right? Despite inflation hitting single digits, there are concerns that why are we not seeing prices on the market reflect, the work government have done in reducing the rate of inflation, so it's brought a lot again to the table. On Wednesday, the government statistician, Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu, was on the point of view with Bernard, going through the numbers, talking us through the top 20 contributors to inflation in Ghana. And you won't believe what is on the list. Yeah, kenke and fish,
It's a staple, isn't
yeah,
it?
he had an interesting way of explaining how all of those commodities end up, influencing the inflation rate. And it was an interesting discussion. It's on our YouTube page. If you want to understand more economics and also more inflation-related matters, you can go there and, watch the video. But I think what concerns a lot of the traders is that they want to see that prices, come down, because the forex has significantly reduced from about a year ago, or even when this government was leaving office, or the previous government was leaving office. But for some reason, prices of some foodstuff and other services remain the same. So it's an important conversation. Others have said that, government is not releasing money. So, for example, some contractors have not been paid, and we understand that the Ministry of Finance, are going through a process of due diligence to ensure that every contractor owned by government has indeed done the work they were supposed to do, audit their accounts, and the work that they are being paid for is actually a value for money kind of service, and that has caused some reasonable delay in the payment. Mind you, this week there were also issues around some 12,000 names on government payroll who have not been paid, and this include teachers, this include nurses, this include some staff at the education ministry, and some people at the local government service. Apparently the Minister for Labour Relations will later come and tell us that all of these people, when the NPP were leaving government, were thrown into the payroll without financial clearance, hence the delay. But others also argue that they've worked, but for some reason they've not been paid, and they feel like the finance ministry is responsible for this delay in their payments, right, of their monies due them. So a lot of apprehension really at the finance ministry. But if you speak to people close there, they say they need to do due diligence. You can't just say because a letter was given to me, it means that you've worked and you have to be paid, right? It also brings to the fore again questions around reform and how we are working to make our local service, a much watertight system, and also all of this issue of flying appointment letters when there is an apparent change in government and all of that. But yeah, hopefully in the coming days, the finance ministry is able to work to clear all of these names and also all of these outstanding payments to contractors, to farmers, and all the other people that government owes, because it's very, very important. Do you have some story for us?
I wanted to do the Catholic altar wine, just to end on a lighter note.
I don't know what has come over you this morning. I don't know why you're so interested in talking about alcohol.
Just to end on a lighter note. So Catholic altar wine.
This story is from where, Kenya?
Yes, after becoming a favorite in Kenyan bars. And a bit of the story, the Kenyan Catholic Church has introduced a new brand of altar wine for Holy Mass after the previous one became widely available in local bars. Simply labeled Mass Wine, the new sacramental drink bears the coat of arms of the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops and an official signature to certify its authenticity. This newly approved wine is not for sale at any business outlet, but is imported and owned by the KCCB and only distributed to the diocese. Archbishop of Nyeri, Anthony Muheria, told the BBC. The move has been welcomed by the Catholic faithful, who believe that the previous brand had lost its sanctity due to its widespread use outside the church. Wine is used at Mass to symbolize the blood of Jesus Christ and is normally drunk by the priest. On some occasions, it is given to the congregation as well. The composition of the wine is regulated by the Catholic Church's canon law, according to Archbishop Muheria. Vigilance on the quality and standards of the wine and hosts used in the Mass is given to the Catholic bishops of the country. This is reviewed from time to time. The old wine, which was distributed by a local alcohol manufacturer, was widely sold in liquor shops, hotels, bars, and supermarkets. So, after exploring several wine options, the Catholic Church in Kenya settled on a South African vintage. And so, the new wine will not be sold anywhere else. It is solely for the Catholic Church in Kenya. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Well, that's our news review segment for you. When we return, we have one of our favorite segments, What's Happening, where we tell you what's happening around town, Ghana, wherever.